Hello everyone, welcome back. I have this budget-friendly using envelopes tutorial, which many of you have requested, can you make more, and I've had this on the back burner, and this is actually one of my favorite ones. So this is kind of like a coupon book type thing, or you can use it for your, die pieces or gift cards, whatever you want to do. And I have just a little ribbon just to keep it, a little closure. So typically when we use our envelopes, we tend to use the actual envelope pocket, and in this instance I'm kind of making it so that it looks almost like a normal paper album, if that makes sense, like, because you don't really see the envelope things showing. And here I just put some index cards just to kind of show you, but I like it because it just flips so easy, and I didn't decorate the inside. You are more than welcome to do it, but I just wanted to kind of make this quick and get you guys something. So I love this, and you could keep adding and adding. Let me just show you quickly how I did this. So I'm going to be distressing a little bit today, but I'm going to be using, and again, if you have colored envelopes, use colored envelopes. So let's start with our envelope like this, which you can tuck it in. So we're just gonna tuck it in and just go ahead and seal this part. Okay, we'll just seal that little part right there. And this is going to be the front right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and distress this part. And I think my favorite part of doing this is actually assembling it like junk journal pieces or whatever you have, because we can sort of just add little pieces here and there. You can see it's just like a collage type technique that I've just done, and here's just the different pictures. I forgot to show you guys that. So you could see it's just like kind of layered fun things. Okay, so the idea of this is going to be our pocket. So you can go ahead and you can make a little clip now or just wait. So I'm going to go ahead and I'd rather wait for them all to be on, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it just so I can show you guys what it looks like. So I'm going to do that here, and then I'm going to just add a little bit more ink here, and this is going to actually be our pocket like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal that, but so you guys can see what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and just seal the sides. So yeah, normally we'd use this part, but sometimes you don't want that look. Sometimes you just want it to look like a normal pocket. Okay, so now you're probably like, okay, so how do we get the rest? So now I'm going to go ahead and grab another 2 envelopes. Okay, let me make sure this is kind of on there. And we're basically going to do the same exact thing and just stack it up. So I'm going to do 3 of them here. So let me go ahead and just do the same thing we did before. Just take 2 of your envelopes. But this time, I want you to see this because we need this piece, right? So we're going to go ahead and take that and attach it on the back, and that's how we're going to get those layers. So with this one, why is mine all tangled up in here? I'm going to go ahead and glue this, and you can glue the other piece if you want to, and I'm going to stick it on the back of this little pocket thing. And now we're going to have these. So you can see how it's just adding on, and you can see how you can really just keep going and going with this. So let me add my little thing here, and I'm going to go ahead and distress this part real quick. Of course, you can do this before you assemble it, but I just kind of want you guys to see the process. And yes, it's going to look really sloppy because we're literally collaging right over it. And if it bothers you, like if someone looks inside and they see the white, then before you seal this up, you could go ahead and distress all of this really quick so that it doesn't look like that. And you have this wonky thing like I do, but I'm just kind of, doing it. So so when I first started doing these little envelope things, I actually had done this. This is one of the first ones, and I was like, no, I'm going to save it for them. So I just glued the sides there for another pocket, by the way. So now we have 2, right? And now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we just did again. but I saved it, and then I never ended up doing it because I got distracted with all the other stuff. But it's okay. You got to save the best for last, right? So again, I'm going to go ahead and tuck this. And like I said, if you want this more secure, you can glue that lid down there, but I'm okay right now. Just doing this tutorial. Yes, I can get that in there. And I'm going to take this and again, just stack it up. Tuck that in there and then just go to the back and stack that up. And no one's gonna even know that these are like envelopes from the front. So I've got this nice little triple stack going on. Well, it will look pretty once we do it. So, okay, I'm feeling kind of in the groove. Son's back in school. Husband's working. So now I feel like I can focus a bit more on my crafts. Not that I don't love the holidays, I do. And I'm just so glad everyone's healthy again and all of that. And again, remember I said if you don't want that showing and it bothers you, just go ahead and distress that before you seal it. But I'm actually okay since this is a tutorial. And then also, if you don't want the distressed look, you can even put a little image in there so that when they open it, there's this pretty image in there. So here we go. That is exactly how you assemble it as the triple pocket. Now I'll just kind of show you what I did for the images. So here we go. So I basically took some of my like to type pads and just went to town and used different pictures, but what I did was I just kind of eyeballed it, and you can cut it or tear it, and I did a little bit of both. So for here, you see how I just kind of did that? You just kind of fold it, and then we don't need to score. And I'm not going to do it exactly on the fold because I do know that that's going to go over a little bit. So I'm just kind of cutting just like a little bit under. I'm going to do that. And I should have done that punch after because now I realize it's going to cover it. So that's okay. I'll just punch it again. Or actually, maybe I'll just cut this a little smaller. I really don't want to cut the butterfly out because that is kind of the point of the picture. Let's see how far this goes. So it's going to cover a little bit. I'll just use my glue. And I use different pages, different shapes. So this is obviously a little larger. And you kind of do want to eyeball it before you did that. I should be eyeballing it. So I didn't just use that. I used these kind of shapes too. And I also used tape. So like I had that big fun haul. So if you have any leftover, you kind of want to just use the tape on the edges. So let me just see here. I've got all these like gorgeous things to use. I don't even know which one to use. So if I kind of put that there, no, I want something wider. So that kind of fits nicely, but do you see how there's like this strip left here? Well, we obviously don't want that, so I'm gonna take some washi tape. It could be any washi tape or pet tape or whatever, and I'm just gonna fill in that gap there. Of course you can use paper, but I just feel like this is an easy fix for those extra little pieces there. So there's that, and this actually doesn't blend in too well with the picture. So let me see if I can find one that I really like. That's kind of gonna go. You know what, I'm gonna use it and I'll just distress it. Whoops, where did my paper go? Okay, so let me do this and then I'll show you my other trick just to make it blend. So let me pop that on. And so it goes like that. And if you see how that's so harsh, so you just take your ink a little bit and just kind of distress it and blend it together a little bit. And then it won't be so bad. But this needs to be fixed. So what I'm going to do is punch that so it looks semi-normal again. Okay, there, that's a lot better. But isn't that pretty? So you see, it's already just like, wow, it looks pretty. So now we can go to the next page and I'll just show you. I have some kind of ripped already. So this was ripped. And again, I'm sorry, I should have done that after. I don't know what I was thinking. So hopefully none of you made this the first go. Because I know some of you are like, I took out my thing and I just went right along with you the first video, and then you'll be like mad at me. So here's that, and I'll just fix it. There's probably a little glue on there, but I think my punches are used to that. You could see by how they look. All of that is glue. And you could even just like, you know, what did I do? It's been a minute since I did this. Yeah, so I kind of like cut it here, there. So if you want to just tear them up, you can just tear them so they look pretty and distressed. Bandit. Okay. And then you've got that little piece there. I also have this pad. So I know many of you are going to probably be like, what are you using? What pad? And these don't really say names, so you just kind of have to look up vintage pad or whatever, and it will show up. So I'm just going to tear this up a little bit and place that on here. So there is that. So you could just see it blending in quite a bit. So you've got this, and it looks quite different. So each page, and again, like if that bothers you, distress it or fix it. And let's do one more. Let's try to do something a little different. So what did I do on this one? Oh, looks like I did the same thing. Just collaged it. So I'll use this. And again, just kind of eyeball it and just fold it down on top of your thing so you don't have to worry about measuring. And then you can use this top piece for the next bottom page right there. So I'll do this and just put that here. So you could use it for coupons, organizing, whatever you want. Little die pieces like all these little scraps I have going on here. I can tuck that in. And again, I'm going to fix my punch. And then you see how I had that piece that I tore. I can just go ahead and do that. But see, I don't want that there, so I'm just going to tear that off. And I can add this. You could add tape. Here's another thing. I think what I'll do is maybe put that here. Actually, that's kind of yellow. Let me see if I have something to make it pop it out, just to make it fun. Like something like one of these prints. Just to pop it out a little bit. And then you can just kind of stack it like that. And you could add little washies, or you can make this Christmas themed, holiday themed, whatever you want. I'm just doing a vintage look today because I miss playing with some of that vintage. I've been all over the place with everything else. I thought it was time to just go back. And you could just add like your washi or whatever you want. So that's 3. And again, if you're a newbie, you can always fill this in and just make it pretty and do it again on that page. So I've got this, so you could see the 3 pockets, 1 and 2 and 3. If you want to stack it up, go ahead. And just for fun, I did add, so let me show you what I did. So this is like the index card here. And yesterday, remember we had used the index cards. Where did I put my index cards? Oh, here's one. So for this, what I did was obviously distress it, but just a fun tip is with some of these leftover things, you can have a, oh, here's one. Here's a piece of the leftover. So just one of these leftovers, like just ripped papers, I actually used it for a tab. So you can just fold it and put it here. And you can glue it. I'm just going to staple it just to make it a little quick. And pop that in there, and then it will have like this just kind of a fun matching look to the rest of the album. And just for fun, I put on some of this pretty Bungee, and I just liked how it looked. I thought it completed that a little bit. So this is just a budget-friendly, fun journal, junk journal-y thing. You could do whatever you want. You don't have to use this kind of paper. You can use scrapbook paper. Just make it yours, but it's a fun, inexpensive project. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really, really enjoyed doing this with the envelope, so I hope I can come up with some more fun ones. All right, guys, thanks so much.